At 3 o'clock in the morning, during heavy rain and powerful winds, a 9-year-old girl stepped quietly out of her family's home and into the darkness. She did not wake her parents. She did not wake her brother. She did not leave a note. More than 20 years later, no one knows why she left or what happened after she did. This is the story of Asha Degree, the girl who walked into the storm. Some stories don't end. They're buried. This is the Cold Case Chronicles. Shelby, North Carolina, is a small city in Cleveland County. In the year 2000, it was the kind of place where neighbors recognized each other's cars and children rode bikes in the afternoon without fear. Oakcrest Drive, where the Degree family lived, was a modest residential street lined with single-story homes and quiet yards. Asha Degree lived there with her parents, Harold and Akila Degree, and her older brother, O'Brien. The household was described as structured and stable. The children had clear routines: church on Sundays, school during the week, basketball games after classes, bedtimes enforced. Family members later described Asha as cautious, even fearful. In certain situations, she was afraid of dogs. She did not like the dark. She preferred the comfort of familiar spaces. That detail would later become one of the most puzzling elements of the case. On Sunday, February 13th, 2000, the Degree family attended church services. That afternoon, Asha played in a youth basketball game. She fouled out, something that reportedly upset her. But her family would later say that by evening, she appeared calm and normal. That night, a storm moved through the region. Power outages were reported in parts of Shelby. Rain fell steadily. Wind pushed against windows. Around 9 p.m., Asha and her brother went to bed in the room they shared. It was an ordinary Sunday night. Sometime after midnight, the power briefly went out in the Degree home. At approximately 2:30 a.m., Asha's father, Harold, returned home from work. He checked on his children. Both appeared to be asleep. Sometime after that, between approximately 2:30 and 3:15 a.m., Asha got up. Her brother later recalled hearing movement in the bed beside him, assuming she had simply shifted position or perhaps gone to the bathroom. But Asha did not return. Investigators would later determine that Asha took her backpack with her when she left. Inside were personal items, though the exact contents were not publicly detailed at the time. She left through the front door. There were no signs of forced entry, no evidence of someone entering the home. At 5:45 a.m., Akila Degree went to wake her children for school. Asha was gone. The bed was empty, the backpack missing, the front door unlocked. Within minutes, panic set in. Relatives were called. Neighbors were contacted. A quick search of the immediate area produced nothing. By 6:30 a.m., law enforcement was notified. As officers began canvassing the neighborhood, an important detail emerged. Multiple motorists traveling along Highway 18 reported seeing a small figure walking southbound along the road in the early morning hours. One truck driver, Roy Blanton Sr., later reported that around 3:45 a.m., he saw a young girl walking along the highway shoulder. Concerned, he turned his vehicle around to check on her. As he approached, the girl reportedly ran off the road and into nearby woods. Another driver confirmed a similar sighting. This location was approximately 1 mile from Asha's home. It was raining. The wind was strong. Visibility was low. The idea of a 9-year-old Walking alone under those conditions was difficult to comprehend. Search operations intensified immediately. Volunteers, officers, K-9 units, and helicopters combed wooded areas near Highway 18. Teams searched drainage ditches, fields, and surrounding properties. On the first day, nothing significant was recovered. In the days that followed, searchers discovered items in a storage shed near the highway. Among them were a pencil, a hairbow, and a candy wrapper. Some items were believed to belong to Asha, but Asha herself was not found. As the investigation expanded, national media attention grew. The FBI became involved. Amber Alert systems were not yet widely implemented in the same way they are today, limiting early broadcast alerts. Investigators focused on two primary questions. First, why did Asha leave? Second, what happened after she did? Family members consistently stated that Asha had no history of running away. She was described as obedient and home-oriented. Some theorized that she may have been upset about fouling out of her basketball game, but investigators did not publicly support the idea that this alone would cause her to leave during a storm in the middle of the night. Others explored the possibility of outside influence, someone who may have gained her trust over time. But no clear evidence of such contact was publicly identified. Then, in August 2001, more than a year after her disappearance, construction workers along Highway 18 in Burke County made a discovery. Buried along a roadside area was a backpack. It had been wrapped in black plastic trash bags. Inside were items belonging to Asha. The burial site was approximately 26 miles north of Shelby. The location raised immediate questions. How did the backpack get there? Why was it buried? The wrapping suggested intentional concealment. It was unlikely that Asha herself would have buried her belongings in such a manner. This discovery strengthened the theory of abduction. But again, no suspect was publicly identified. Years passed. In 2016, law enforcement released new information. They revealed that investigators had reason to believe Asha may have been seen getting into a dark green, early 1970s Lincoln Continental or similar vehicle. The description had reportedly come from a witness years earlier, but had not been publicly shared. The release of this detail reignited interest. Was someone waiting for her along the highway? Did she willingly approach a vehicle, believing she knew the driver? Or was she forced inside? Despite renewed tips and task force reviews, no arrest followed. Throughout the years, Asha's family continued to speak publicly. They marked anniversaries. They asked for information. They held on to hope. Investigators have repeatedly stated that the case remains active. The mystery remains rooted in its earliest moments. A cautious child, a severe storm, a dark highway, and a decision that defies easy explanation. More than 2 decades later, the image remains haunting. A small figure walking against wind and rain before sunrise. No confirmed sightings since. No confirmed remains. No confirmed suspect. Only questions. What caused Asha Degree to leave her home that night? Did she believe she was meeting someone she trusted? Was she lured? Was the encounter along Highway 18 planned or accidental? And who buried her backpack miles away? Until those questions are answered, the case remains open. Asha Degree left her home in the middle of a storm. She walked into the darkness, and she has never walked back. The girl who walked into the storm remains missing.